The man paid 10 times the market price to buy over 20 plastic buckets from a vendor. He then took a liking to the vendor's second-hand jacket. The man's lavish spending made the vendor wonder if he had some unusual preferences, but ultimately, the vendor couldn't resist the lure of money and straight up asked for 10,000 shillings. Without hesitation, the man bought the jacket. Carrying the overpriced junk he'd just purchased, he hurried into a van and quickly left the busy market with his companion, leaving the confused vendor behind. 10 minutes later, the man showed up at a checkpoint holding the buckets. He obediently took out each one, letting the armed guards carefully inspect every crevice to minimize any signs of nervousness that might give him away. He then claimed to be a bucket salesman. Seeing nothing unusual, the guards let him through, unaware that their carelessness would bring catastrophic disaster to the area within the hour. Upon reaching the target location, the man chose a highly concealed spot to set down the buckets. He had to be extremely careful. One wrong move could cost him his life. He then crouched in a corner against a wall to prevent anyone from sneaking up behind him. Spotting armed militants patrolling the street, he couldn't help but feel a flicker of fear, but it was too late to back out now. Next, he pulled out a handheld gaming device and reached into his coat pocket, opening what looked like an ordinary fake cigarette case containing an intricate beetle-shaped drone. He avoided any conspicuous movements, afraid the patrolling militants might mistake him for an enemy. Once he saw the militants' attention was elsewhere, he began operating the handheld device. The beetle drone immediately took flight. As the man's fingers moved across the screen, the drone flew farther away, heading straight for the building ahead. While controlling the device, the man kept glancing around. He couldn't afford a single mistake at this stage. Meanwhile, the live feed from the beetle drone was transmitted to a secret base somewhere in the UK, where over a dozen senior officials stared wide-eyed at the screen. As the drone advanced, its camera captured two suspicious individuals in the courtyard, but they weren't the mission targets. The drone continued probing inside the building, where a figure came into view. The man frowned upon seeing the person's face, clearly not the terrorist they were after. However, watching the person carry a teacup into an inner room suggested an important guest might be inside. He maneuvered the drone upward, settling it on a beam in the ceiling. As the camera panned forward, it finally revealed four suspicious figures in white robes. With this new discovery, the drone landed on a wooden beam and waited, but the footage only showed their backs, not their faces. Colonel Catherine ordered the drone to circle to the other side to confirm whether one of them was the target. Positive identification was required before any further action could be taken. Despite the risk of detection, this was a direct order from above, so the man had no choice but to comply. Just then, the target suddenly turned around, eyes locked directly on the drone's camera. The man outside held his breath, terrified if discovered, the militants would lock down the area immediately. Fortunately, it was a false alarm, but the target's turn allowed analysts at the base to scan her face. It took only a second to confirm she was the terrorist leader MI6 had been tracking for 6 years.
PID, Susan Helen Danford.
Catherine let out a heavy sigh of relief. The target was once a British citizen who had been radicalized and joined a terrorist organization. Catherine immediately relayed the information to the cabinet office, requesting further instructions from higher command.